This is Badass Billy Gunn, 11-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Intercontinental Champion, Hardcore Champion, and you're listening to IcoPod. You gotta hear this. And if you're not listening to this, I got 2 words for you. Suck it.
And we're back with episode 80 of IcoPod. I'm Bob Conley Jr. And with me, as always, is Austin Skinner. He no longer has the mohawk. He's clean-shaven like me. How you doing, Austin?
First of all, fuck you, because you just broke my gimmick here.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, they don't need to know that.
Well,
it's part of the character, man.
kayfabe is dead, brother.
Yeah, thanks to you. I'm doing okay. Gotta be honest, it was a rather lackluster week this week, but I don't want to spoil it. We'll get into that as I take a sip of my water.
Classic. What are you, Bruce Pritchard?
Yeah, bitch.
Nice. For me, I have a sunburn.
Dude, that's putting
bad.
it mildly. I'm pretty sure you borrowed your body from Mr. Krabs. Fuck your...
Yeah.
It's like when he took his shell off.
Right.
Like,
right.
That's what you turned into.
I went to play tennis earlier this afternoon with my good friend Jordan, and I wore my Hulk Hogan tank top, which I got in Florida.
Who the hell's Jordan?
Everybody from work.
Oh, now you got friends, too.
Yeah, I got friends outside of you. And I decided to wear the tank top because I never get sun on my upper arms or anything. Turned out to be a massive mistake.
Just your upper arms.
Yeah. Nowhere else.
Right,
I'm fully tan everywhere else.
Right.
So, it turned out to be a massive mistake. And I got a bit of a sunburn. This should be great. I'm going to Poughkeepsie tomorrow for the weekend, going to a Yankees game on Saturday.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I might be in discomfort.
Did you wear anything?
I did not put. I didn't put any sunscreen on. No.
Oh, my God.
No, luckily Sarah went to Wegmans with me and we got some aloe. So that should help out for a bit.
Yeah, way to name drop. We're all real impressed you got a new girlfriend, Bob.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep on dropping that name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all real impressed. I met her briefly when we were testing, for those who don't know. And she was laying on Bob's couch, and when Bob panned over the camera, she kind of gave me a wave like, wow, I really don't want to meet you right now. And then Bob moved the camera back. So that was really, what a first impression that was.
That was my fault. She wasn't camera ready.
Oh, quite so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my bad.
So,
yeah, she's also wanting to get in, I think we might have talked about this on the bonus episode, but she wants to get into watching wrestling, and I haven't made up my mind yet on what to have her watch.
Yeah, you're probably going to want to avoid that as long as possible.
Yeah.
Fully
aware.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. Let's just kind of get into our normal routine here, I guess, because there's quite a bit of developments here in regards to our newest, or one of our newest segments, the Vince Russo update.
Oh, no.
So, Austin, the last time that we sat down to do IcoPod, it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't been a couple of weeks for Vince Russo to draw something for us.
Well, see, it's funny that you bring that up because I was hoping maybe, along the way he would have died at some point. So.
Unfortunately, he is alive.
Okay.
So there's 3 of them. I'm going to send you the first one right now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to just take a look-see at that.
Oh, boy. Show me this. Hold on, I'm just getting a preview right now, but I'm already into it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. All right, the caption is only 4.5 hours left to bid. What the? All right, hold on. So here's the problem. I obviously know who one of them is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who the other person is.
So I think the other person that is holding the sign is Wade Keller.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, Wade
Just
Keller is the
all I'm
pro
seeing
wrestling
is
torch
like
rating.
an obese African American man with long black and gray hair, and what seems to be, I guess, a bobblehead white person. And what does it say on? It says "start here" on his forehead, and there's like a line with dots.
Yeah.
And then the other dot says Margaritaville. That's pretty good, actually. I'll give him credit for that. What's it say on his shirt? Oh, dork.
Dork, yeah.
Okay. Well, school just started down here in Florida, so I assume this came out of a preschool classroom somewhere.
Could have.
I really like on who I assume is Roman Reigns. The neck collar is like over the hair. That's really good. It just shows the attention to detail there. This is really, really bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like I say it every time, but that might be the worst one we've seen before.
No, well, it might be, but by the end of this, you'll be like, no, this is the worst one. This one right here, I'm about to send you.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Cover Roman's goatee and mouth, and then above it, it just like looks like a little bear face. You see it?
Yeah, you're right.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that is good.
Fuck that drawing. Okay, what else you got for me, Bob?
I think this one's might be his best one.
Oh, his best. Okay.
And like legitimately good.
Okay. Just a boy and his dog is the caption. And at least I can tell who the characters are in this depiction here. Yeah. Although it looks like he was running out of paint, so he just kind of had to like fill shit in.
Yeah. Like the blue, he was running out of blue.
Yeah, absolutely. But that ain't horrible.
Yeah, that's probably one of the better ones.
Okay. So, you know what? I'll do him a favor. I won't even nitpick this one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. So, that's, we're doing positives and negatives, right?
Yeah.
This one.
Oh, no. We're getting 3? What a treat.
Here's the last one.
Oh, no. Latest masterpiece goes on auction tonight, 9 p.m. Oh my gosh. Why is he black? Why is he a female with a beard?
Yeah. That's a horrible beard attempt, by the way.
Oh my god, dude. Well, go ahead, Bob. Tell him who this is supposed to be.
So this is supposed to be Ric Flair. It's truly awful because he's doing the mid-woo, and it just looks like he's about to suck somebody's dick.
Well, it's like a blow-up doll.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it is.
It's truly, truly bad.
Oh my gosh.
It's cringeworthy. Like him with his dog is sweet. It's nice.
It kind of looks like my thumb. Like, so the neck and the head are all like the same size. Yeah. So if you just put your thumb next to it, it's just kind of like a thumb with blonde hair.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
So that one's pretty rough. But I still think the first one we saw today was the cake topper for sure.
With Roman Reigns and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought for sure that you would say the Ric Flair one was the worst one.
No. I mean, it's up there though for sure. No question about that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Let's just get right into some observer notes, and kind of just get this show on the road. That's right. It's episode 80, folks.
Oh, there you are. I couldn't get the video back. I was like, Jesus.
I'm right here, man. I haven't gone nowhere.
All right.
King Kong Bundy has been telling people he's coming to the WWF. British Bulldog is rumored to be coming in as well. And the Barbarian has worked some B-show main events taking on Razor Ramon.
I'll take 2 out of 3 of those.
Barbarian and Bulldog.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you had said Bundy, I would have.
Oh my God! If you would have said him, I'm hanging up this phone call.
Yeah, I think Barbarian is he's not too bad.
I think he'd have something to offer for sure.
Yeah, and obviously Bulldog is Bulldog. Bundy wasn't even good in the mid to late 80s for goodness sake. So let's bring him into the 1994.
Or not.
Or not. Just completely not do that.
Or not.
The June 6th edition of Raw got a 3.1 rating.
Really?
Yeah, that was the lumberjack match between Tatanka and Crush for a King of the Ring qualifier.
Okay, interesting.
Remember back at July 4th of last year, the USS Intrepid?
Mm-hmm.
And how there was, a few thousand people.
Live in attendance, right?
Yeah, for that whole situation.
Yeah.
Well, they went back to the Intrepid. And this time, there was a tug-of-war competition between wrestlers and various military personnel.
Okay.
Want to take a guess on how many fans showed up for it?
I'm going to go out on a limb. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to say less than 1,000.
Okay, so let's go less than 50.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it is. It's been reported that about 40 to 50 wrestling fans showed up for the tug-of-war competition.
No way.
That is what is being reported. Yeah.
That's so bad. We got more likes on Facebook. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Right.
To be fair, though, I mean, it wasn't really promoted on television or anything, so.
Oh, yeah, I would have had no idea unless you told me. I mean, they show us a little bit of video from it, but they haven't promoted. They haven't said anything about it.
Yeah. July cards for the house shows are going to be headlined by Brett taking on Owen in a most falls in an hour match, also known as Iron Man match. Jerry Lawler will be taking on Randy Savage. The Head Shrinkers will defend the tag titles against the Heavenly Bodies, and Yokozuna will take on Typhoon. So that would appear to be your top about 4 or 5 matches on the various house shows. Top 4, I believe. Yeah.
I mean, sign me up, but kind of, yeah, for sure. Fuck the last one you said there.
Yeah, Yoko Typhoon is a not appealing one.
Head Shrinkers can we not do that?
Head Shrinkers and Heavenly Bodies, though.
Dude, yeah, I'm sold on that. 100%.
Even Lawler Savage for the Heat could be good.
Sure. Yeah. Well, that carries over the USWA shit too.
Yeah, it does.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean they all can't be winners. 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
No, that's why for sure. I'll take that all day long. Absolutely.
And then 56% of the Observer fans felt that King of the Ring was a thumbs down. They voted.
Really?
Yeah, they voted Kid against Owen as the best match. I think Brett Diesel was the best match.
Well, yeah.
Kid Owen was really, really good.
But 50, I'm really surprised that the percentage is that high.
Yeah. I thought King of the Ring was a good show.
Oh, yeah. That kind of blows my mind.
Well, we're not Observer readers from 1994.
For a reason.
We're Observer readers from 2019. Well, at least I am. House show notes, though. Speaking of house shows, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Spectrum, June 18th, 1994. They drew 5,000 fans. This would have been the day before King of the Ring. And I saw 1-2-3 Kid taking on Quang. WWF Women's Champion Alundra Blaze defending against Luna Vachon. Howard Finkel taking on Harvey Whippleman in a tuxedo match. Jeff Jarrett taking on Doink the Clown. Lex Luger competing against Crush. IRS taking on Tatanka. Yokozuna squaring off against Typhoon. In the main event, saw WWF World Champion Bret Hart defend against Owen Hart.
Okay. I don't hate it. I'll be honest, the Philly Spectrum is one of those arenas that I wish I could have gone to.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's a thing anymore, is it?
I don't think it's running anymore, no.
No, I don't think so either. But
they mostly go to Wells Fargo, I think.
Right, or something like that. I would have gone to that show.
I get the cheap seats for it.
I mean, yeah. Probably.
But I would definitely go to it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're doing Brett Owen in the same area as the pay-per-view. Because those 5,000 are probably going to both shows.
Well, not only
The other one's in
that,
Baltimore.
yeah. I don't get that. I don't get when they do shit like that.
I don't know either. Lex Luger against Crush, though, that could be fun. Maybe Luger would be wearing his spandex.
Dude, if he is, we're getting front row. Because fuck, man.
Yeah, we would have to.
Oh, for sure.
All right, so I guess we're both going to Philly before King of the Ring to check out that little gem of a show.
I guess because you would probably drag me along.
Yeah.
So then I'd probably go.
Yeah. Of course, we've already watched King of the Ring, and that was our last episode. We're just kind of catching up with how shows in syndication leading into the June 20th Raw. So just to give you guys a time frame of what we're looking at here. Speaking of syndication, on the June 11th, Superstars Crush and Yokozuna squared off against the Smoking Guns. I'll just go through the match here real quick. The Guns slide into the ring, and they quickly go to work on Yoko and Crush. They send their opponents into each other and hit a double drop kick to send both men to the floor. The fans are 100% behind Billy and Bart. Crush and Billy legally start the match with Crush working over Billy until he runs into a big boot, and Billy hits a reverse bulldog for a near fall. Crush misses a clothesline, and Bart gets tagged in to hit a double vertical suplex. Guns hit a double elbow drop for near fall on Crush. Bart runs the ropes, but Yoko pulls down the top rope, and that causes Bart to crash to the floor. Crush delivers a backbreaker, and Yokozuna gets tagged into the bout. Bart is worked over by Yoko and Crush with a double clothesline. Billy is knocked off the apron by Yoko. Crush drops Bart with a standing sidekick, but Bart refuses to stay down. Yoko turns Bart inside out with a clothesline. Bart avoids a running backslash by Yoko in the corner, and he manages to tag in Billy, who enters and drops Yoko with a running bulldog. Billy rams both guys into each other, and all four men are going at it. Yoko dumps Bart to the floor, and Billy hits a fist drop on Yoko. Crush gorilla press slams Billy, and Yoko comes off the ropes to deliver a leg drop, allowing Yoko to pin Billy to win the match. What did you think of this syndicated tag team match right before King of the Ring?
I had a couple of thoughts actually coming out of it, and as you were going through the action there, I just remembered, like in my head, how much Crush and Yoko just kind of looked like jabronis.
Yeah,
they didn't look like main event guys at all.
I was just gonna say the Guns got like a lot in.
Most of it.
Yeah.
And not only that, I feel like I could tell Crush and Yoko just looked really sluggish in general, like maybe kind of reluctant to tag together. Mm-hmm. It didn't feel like either of them were really interested in being there, which kind of sucks. But with that said, the Guns way outshined them. I think they look really good, like firing on all cylinders kind of thing. So, and let me tell you, I literally thought Billy Gunn pinned Yokozuna.
He might have. Maybe Yoko got lazy and didn't want to kick out.
I couldn't believe it. But then, of course, it's just the 2 count. We go into the finish. But, dude, when the ref stands up and Billy stands up like, oh, yeah. Like, I'm going to get killed because that wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So funny. A nice little King line here. He goes, oh, have you noticed Yokozuna's calves? They're so big they moo. Which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, the Guns cleaning house. I mean, they just look like they're synced up to whereas before I feel like they kind of weren't. So I'm all for the Smoking Guns, potentially moving into a much bigger position on our cards. But I was really kind of let down by Crush and Yoko because I just feel like their heads weren't in it or their hearts weren't in it. Something.
Yeah, to me, this actually felt like a showcase kind of for the Smoking Guns, even in a losing effort.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a weird thing to, like, it's a weird dynamic, I guess, that you're getting the shine and then losing.
Exactly. I completely agree.
I thought it was still a good tag match. One of the better ones we've seen on syndication, let alone Raw even, too. Yeah,
well, because they bumped around pretty good, and it was nice because the Guns kept up the action. You know what I mean? So even if they're feeling sluggish, the other team being them, the Guns made up for it and then some.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, but I think if they were both maybe a little bit more motivated, it could have been a whole hell of a lot better. I also don't like that Yoko's doing like the leg drop now as like his finish.
It's his primary, yeah.
Yeah, because I can't even remember the last time we saw a bonsai drop. And like that's kind of what makes Yoko.
I wonder if he hasn't done it since WrestleMania, since that's what cost him the match.
I don't know. I feel like he's done it since then.
I feel like he did
it again or something.
I feel like he had done it to like two guys or something.
Yeah, and fell both times and like hasn't done it since.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which could be.
Yeah.
I just kind of assumed that maybe it was a health thing, like it's getting too bad on his knees or something. So like they're like,
yeah,
I can't do this anymore. Can I do something else? And they're probably like, yeah.
That's entirely possible. Yeah,
that's what I feel like it is.
I'm sure Mike Campbell or somebody can properly inform us because we have bad memory.
He'll set the record straight.
Yeah, we have bad memory for this kind of stuff, so cut us some slack.
Yeah.
Also on the June 11th edition of Superstars, Ted DiBiase revealed that he brought The Undertaker back. And he did that on the Heartbreak Hotel with Shawn Michaels and WWF Intercontinental Champion Diesel. Michaels says that next week Diesel will be adding the World Championship to his collection. And then, of course, Shawn brings out Ted DiBiase. DiBiase's happy because The Undertaker is his. He says no one believed him and that he would produce The Undertaker. He recalls being the guy who brought The Undertaker into the WWF to begin with.
Yeah.
He then introduces The Undertaker. The lights go out, and The Undertaker makes his way out. Michaels can't believe that DiBiase was able to get The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
DiBiase says Taker is under his control. Ted wants everyone to pay attention to what The Undertaker has to say. The Undertaker says there is nothing to fear but fear itself and the wrath of The Undertaker. Rest in peace. DiBiase proceeds to laugh to end the segment.
Okay. So here's where I'm at with that.
Yeah.
Fucking Brian Lee does a great Undertaker.
You think so?
Dude, the voice, the look. If I didn't know any better, I would 100% buy that that's the real guy.
So I want to say the following thing that I'm going to say. I want to say this is true, and I've heard this because I have heard it from somewhere. I can't remember where. But if I remember correctly, the Undertaker, the real Undertaker, actually cut all the promos, and Brian Lee would just mouth them.
No way.
That is what I want to say. I've heard it from like Bruce Pritchard or somebody. And the idea being that the fans would know by the sound of the voice if it was the Undertaker or not.
Oh shit! Now I feel so dumb.
So the Undertaker would actually say the promos, and then if you notice, like Lee's face is always kind of covered.
Well, that's why it works. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like mouthing it.
Holy shit! Yeah. I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
Well, here I am thinking, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ! Like it sounds a little different, so it's like, wow, that's fucking really close.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder why it's so fucking close if that's the case.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude, like, damn, he's the perfect guy for that.
That's my understanding. I could be wrong.
Okay. No, that makes sense because, like I said, it was like strikingly good.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Okay. But I still feel fucking dumb for that, though. So.
I think the whole angle's ridiculous, but I like Brian Lee and Smoky Mountain, so I'm glad he's getting a decent payday from the WWF.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even look-wise though, and like as we get into the Superstars match, that we'll talk about probably next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, like pretty good.
Yeah, he deserves some credit for that.
And I feel like remembering just thinking how much of a fucking joke and like farce it was, because I knew like you fucking know.
Yeah.
But no, it's not nearly as bad as I remember. So
no, yeah, because like if you don't have this context, you think it's like the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the Undertaker versus Undertaker match without even any context as a kid and being like, "This is garbage."
Yeah, see, I don't think I've ever watched the match, but I know the angle, like obviously.
Yeah. But you will know the angle because we're covering it here on IcoPod.
You got to hear it. All right, let's end the episode.
Yeah, that's it. Let's get into Raw from June 20th, the night after King of the Ring. We are live from White Plains, New York. We get a Raw opening video, and then we go right to commentary where Gorilla Monsoon and Randy Savage promote the live episode of Raw. This is the first episode where there is a Spanish announced team. They're kind of just right next to Savage and Monsoon being rather awkward and not really knowing what to do.
Yeah, and they put it over big.
Yeah, they do.
It's a big deal. So.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Raw WWF history, really, because Spanish announced team on like primetime or anything. I don't think that was really a thing. Right. Monsoon hypes up the show, which will see Yokozuna action and 1-2-3 Kid squaring off against Nikolai Volkoff. But before we see all that, we go to our first match of the evening, and it is WWF Intercontinental Champion Diesel taking on Mark Thomas in a non-title match. For those of you who maybe don't know who Mark Thomas is, we've covered him a couple of times on here. He is a man who is growing at Scott Steiner levels. He is getting larger and larger every single time that we see him, and it's no exception here. He is dangerously close to exploding, but he's not going to get a push at any point in time ever. So this is all for naught.
And we've said that so many times.
Yeah, he's got a good body. There's no doubt.
Dude, yeah, and like,
but he's like 5'8". So,
see, I wasn't gonna say that. Like, I was gonna leave that out. Yeah, see, I don't know, and it's so funny because now that I'm familiar with guys like him and George South and all these enhancement guys, you kind of see the pick of the litter, and like for WWF. They probably have go-to guys in every city because we pretty much see the same good guys over and over and over. So he's one of those guys where even thinking back dozens of episodes ago, you could have put him on a show for me and I would have been like, holy shit, let's put him in this super group of indie enhancement guys and like, let's do something with him. So I don't know, not to go on a rant, but yeah, you're right. I mean, if his height was there, who knows?
Yeah, if he was like maybe 3 or 4 inches taller, he might have had a little bit of a run. But he was just too compact.
It's almost, it's weird. I watch him, and it's almost like a shorter Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Like look wise, it's very close.
He's like a muscle head version of Rhino.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that.
Yep. As expected, though, for this match, Diesel completely dominates Thomas. After a few minutes of delivering his trademark moves, Diesel connects with the jackknife powerbomb to win the contest and, of course, celebrates with Shawn Michaels afterwards. I think for myself, I'm just going to be covering these enhancement matches for what they are. Did you have any other notes for this Diesel squash?
Yes and no. I mean, I just, me, I noticed the little details. First of all, I got to tell you, right now, Diesel's my favorite guy.
He was a made man after King of the Ring, and I think it's a great idea to have him starting off the show.
Dude, just his look when he's coming out, like he's grown into his own so quickly, and now he's just like a cocky bastard that beats people up. So I'm fully on board. I was before, but like, no, this is my favorite guy right now. Like, I look forward to seeing Diesel. So when he's coming out, again, I am kind of bummed that Shawn's kind of leading the charge. The camera's cutting to Shawn way too much again. Like, they're taking away from Diesel. Maybe we're planting some seeds. I don't know. But it's very noticeable that, again, they're like doing that. So other than that, I mean, it's very basic. The strikes. Diesel hits some, good sidewalk slam. He plants the guy. A big boot. He plants the guy. At one point, I thought it was interesting in the match is that Shawn hits, I think, a super kick on the guy. We don't catch it on camera. And it's right outside, right in the face of Macho Man, who, like, stands from the desk. And him and Shawn trade words before Shawn, like, moves away or whatever. So that was kind of an interesting little thing there because, again, I remember throughout history that he's one of the guys that Savage really wanted to work with. So, like, maybe they're trying to do something on their own and like, hey, like let's do something, and maybe they'll turn it into something, because that would be super cool. But other than that, yeah, it was basic. Diesel hits the guy with the jackknife, plants the guy for the finish. Sean's in to immediately like celebrate and be right there in the camera again. But Diesel just makes shit look so easy. Like he ain't even trying. He can beat your ass and not even try.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, he's
So
compared to like November of '93 to now, it's kind of remarkable his transformation.
Oh my god. Even
And
WrestleMania, dude.
Yeah.
Even
But
WrestleMania.
I think it all started with his appearance at Royal Rumble.
Sure, yeah, where he lit up and the crowd was fucking chanting for him. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that they were really, really digging him there. So
For sure.
that might have been the true like turning point for him.
For sure.
He's got a lot of momentum, so it'll be interesting to see how they carry through with that for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We go to the WWF King of the Ring report with Todd Pettengill. He goes over a few of the stills from the pay-per-view. Owen Hart winning the King of the Ring is highlighted. Last night, Jim Neidhart helped Bret Hart retain the WWF World Championship as Neidhart attacked Diesel. After Diesel had powerbombed Bret, Neidhart ended up helping Owen defeat Razor Ramon to win the King of the Ring tournament. Once again, Owen wants to be called the King of Hearts. The Head Shrinkers retained the WWF World Tag Team Championships by defeating Crush in Yokozuna, and also Roddy Piper defeated Jerry Lawler in the main event. And then Todd also says, don't be left out and order it tomorrow night at 8 Eastern. But it's again like, Todd, you literally just told us everything.
Oh my god, dude, it kills me when they do this shit, because literally they don't turn it into a plug until the very end. They're like, here's what happened. It was awesome. Should have watched it. You can if you want to, but we just fucking told you everything, so don't bother.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
it's like telling the movie, like spoiling the movie, and then being like, but you can order it.
Yeah.
Well, why am I going to watch an hour and a half movie when I already know the ending?
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Stupid. So stupid.
They do it every time, and I'm sure they're going to do it every single time moving forward. So I can't wait to be like, Todd, stop.
My favorite part of the like the report or whatever is when he hypes up the Lawler Piper match and how brutal it was.
Give me a break.
Dude, give me a fucking break.
Piper covering an innocent young man.
If you know what they should do,
ruthless punches and strikes of Jerry Lawler. It's like, okay.
Yeah, you know what they should do is sell it for fucking $10 cheaper and cut the main event out. Then I'll buy it.
I'd buy it again.
Absolutely.
Why not? Let's go to our featured match of the evening. It's the second match. 1, 2, 3 Kid taking on Nikolai Volkoff. The winner of this match will earn a WWF World Championship match on the July 11th edition of Monday Night Raw. So
okay, so I missed that. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that is a stipulation of the match. So get ready for a Volkoff-Bret Hart match, right?
Can't wait.
Volkoff shoves Kid down to the mat after rejecting a handshake. Volkoff with a double axe handle over the back. Kid comes off the ropes, connecting with a crossbody for a 2 count. Volkoff shoulder blocks Kid and delivers a weak spinning heel kick to Kid's chest. Volkoff lifts Kid up in the air and drops him down to the canvas. Volkoff with another weak boot to Kid's chest. Kid with a sunset flip pin attempt, but Volkoff kicks out at 2. Kid spin kicks Volkoff into a corner, but Volkoff is able to kick Kid back down to the mat. Double underhook overhead suplex by Volkoff for a 2 count. Kid with a roll-up, but Volkoff powers out at 2.
I'm going to stop you right there, Bob.
Okay.
Can we just think of how fucking absurd this fucking match is?
I was trying to get through it before we talked about it.
You were like playing it so serious. You're like,
yeah, I'm trying.
Like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
I got 4 more sentences, and then we can just rip it apart.
Okay, go ahead.
Kid hits a standing spin kick and almost wins the match. Damn it. Almost wins the match, but Volkoff powers out at 2. Volkoff with a big boot, and he drops Kid throat first across the top rope. Volkoff drives Kid down with a backbreaker, but doesn't cover, and instead delivers a second backbreaker for a 2 count. Volkoff sends Kid into the corner, but Kid apparently blows out his knee. But turns out Kid was faking it, and he rolls Volkoff up for the win. So it'll be 1, 2, 3 Kid against, we're assuming, WWF World Champion Bret Hart on July 11th. So go ahead, Austin.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Luckily, Nikolai Volkoff only knows 3 moves, and that's all he was allowed to do. Because Kid basically led the match. Like it was pretty much, I would say 80-20. 1, 2, 3 Kid, which it can't be any other way. You want to kill the crowd, you can do it the other way around. But I'm very glad that they didn't. It's just the thought of this, like the tail of the tape. You line these 2 guys up. Who booked that? Like who thought that was a fucking good idea? Yeah. It's just so funny too, like how it's the new generation, and yet guys like Piper and guys like Volkoff are like featured people on your television show. So I don't know. It's such a bad like mashup of characters, but the action wasn't horrible. Again, they kept Volkoff at a minimum, which they fucking needed it to. I do gotta say here though that Kid smooth, like how smooth he is, reminds me of Marty Jannetty. Like he can be really, really fucking good technically, like wrestling skill wise, and it doesn't even look like he's breaking a sweat. Like he's just really good. And that I picked up on that immediately. Again, probably because he was in there with Nikolai fucking Volkoff. He hit a few, his military press backbreakers. Yeah. I didn't really like the telegraphed knee injury, like the faked knee injury. I feel like that comes off a little heelish. And then, of course, Volkoff gets his heat back. He attacks him post-match, beats him down. But yeah, man, it could have been a lot worse. And I'll say that. But it was nothing to write home about. I mean, there was even some mistiming because you're in there again with fucking Nikolai fucking Volkoff. So, I don't know. It was what it was. I don't know why this was the promoted match of the night. Like, no. Nobody's paying to see that. But I digress.
I was terrified that Volkoff was going to win.
Oh, dude, I thought for sure. As soon as I saw the graphic, I was like, well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
So thank God they didn't do that.
Yeah, it should be no surprise about the mistiming. I mean, I don't know if Volkoff's brain can, put together what Kid was doing so quickly to begin with.
No, his brain was still on lockup.
Yeah, when he was doing the spinning heel kick 3 minutes later, he was like, wait, did we lock up yet or what?
Right.
But yeah, so 1, 2, 3 Kid, though, winning. I mean, I think that's great. And potential match with Bret Hart.
Oh, my God, dude.
Who knows,
And like I said, I didn't even know that was a thing, so I'm super excited that that's a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, that's awesome.
As you mentioned, after the match, Volkoff attacks Kid. Yo, bro!
Dude,
Virgil.
What the fuck?
Virgil comes out of nowhere.
The save of the century.
He runs, he sprints down to the ring.
Dude, yeah, he's fired up.
Yeah, he's pumped. He hammers away on Volkoff. Virgil turns to DiBiase, and that allows Volkoff to attack him from behind. But Lex Luger runs down to the ring, and that causes Volkoff and DiBiase to finally bail from the ring. I thought it was hilarious that they chose Virgil to run down for the save.
He ran down to the ring.
Continue a feud.
He ran down to the ring like he just escaped Pat Patterson's basement. He was fucking fired up. And it's fucking Virgil, dude.
They're continuing a feud from 1992 that people stopped caring about in 1992.
Oh, no. He was getting pops, dude. When he grabbed Ted DiBiase's jacket, the place was going fucking nuts.
Well, because of Virgil.
So stupid. Like, new generation. Let's stick to the fucking new generation.
I know.
God damn it.
Yeah. You gotta love it.
And then, dude, to top it all off, right? You get the guy who has probably had the worst year of his career. Fallen from grace. Lex Luger has gone from fighting the WWF champion on pay-per-views to running out to save 1, 2, 3 Kid. And wait for it, folks. Fucking Virgil. From, wait for it, folks, Nikolai fucking Volkoff. This is fucking mind-blowing, dude.
In 1994.
In 94, man.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus. It's just, it blows my mind. Like, couldn't they have the Bushwhackers come out and, like, save them?
Yeah, why not?
Like, just do that.
Better option
Fucking
than Luger.
Lex Luger. No. Nope, sorry, I'm not buying that.
Yeah. Another thing I want to point out, and I think they even mentioned it on commentary, is that the whole premise of Volkoff and DiBiase is that Volkoff is still a babyface. He has to do things for DiBiase for his family.
Right.
And yet he's doing heelish things.
Completely.
And the people on commentary, Gorilla and Savage, are even noting, like, it looks like Volkoff is maybe not such a nice guy after all. Maybe DiBiase's been rubbing off on him.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of a weird. Like, are they already kind of doing away with that aspect of it? And is Volkoff now just a straight heel? Or, like, what? I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, you can tell there's confusion because the crowd boos the shit out of him. After he attacks 1, 2, 3 Kid, like, no, they're like, fuck you. Yeah. Which I feel like if they were continuing with the story that originally they had, Volkoff wouldn't have done that until maybe Ted DiBiase, like,
told him.
Shoved money in his face. He was like, you better do it. Yeah. And he's like, okay, fuck, I guess, because that's my paycheck this week or something like that.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, no, like, fuck that, I'm beating him up.
Yeah. It was weird. It was a weird thing.
Yeah, there's no concise storyline that they're sticking to, it feels like.
Next week on Raw, Bam Bam Bigelow will be in singles action. He will be wrestling Mabel from Men on a Mission.
Oh, and I know you were rock hard for that one, Bob.
I am still rock hard from it.
I'm fucking skipping it.
We go into our third contest of the evening. It's Yokozuna taking on Nick Barbary.
Really quick, too, we did get a Lex Luger Ico Pro ad.
Yeah, I once again continue to skip those, but that's okay.
Good thing we didn't take our name from that or anything.
We didn't. We did not. We're our own person now, okay?
Yeah.
As per usual here, Yokozuna really just throws this guy around, has no problem with him. He ends the match with a belly-to-belly suplex.
Yeah, and so he goes into the belly-to-belly. He slaps the guy hard across the face while he's laying on the mat, and then hits his leg drop for the finish that the crowd did, like, ooh at. They were like, oh, fuck. Again, basic. Yoko does look visibly larger.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know how quick of a drop it's going to be, but something tells me it's going to be real drastic. Like, we've seen peak Yokozuna at this point. I think it's only downhill from here. Which sucks.
I agree with you. I don't think we're going to ever see, impressive Yokozuna anymore. This is more like coasting and trying to hide his weaknesses type of thing.
Yes.
Following that match, we get more stills from last night's King of the Ring pay-per-view. And of course, remember, you can buy it again, even though we were just showing you everything. Again, just fucking.
We gave it all away again.
Just give us the money. It's quite all right.
Jesus.
Before the next match, though, Yokozuna is walking down the aisleway, and he has a stare down with Typhoon. And there's a bit of a confrontation, and we cut away from it. When we return, it's revealed that during the commercial break, Typhoon decked Yokozuna with a right hand.
Okay, let's just recap here.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper.
Right. Yeah.
Nikolai Volkoff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Virgil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Virgil's like really good though.
Typhoon.
Yeah. Earthquake.
Yeah. Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
So where is that new generation?
Jim Neidhart.
Ted DiBiase. Okay, explain to me this, motherfuckers. How do you put Savage on commentary saying he's too much of an old fuck, but Ted DiBiase can be on Raw every week?
That's fine.
And it's fine.
Nikolai Volkoff is wrestling for you.
You gotta be shitting me. Fuck Vince for that. That's such bullshit. No wonder why Savage left, dude. He's like sitting here. Fuck, I just let me wrestle again. And they're like, no, we're moving away from that. And here comes these assholes out. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Yeah, man,
Like,
it's good
no.
stuff.
Like, no.
It's good, man.
Get out of here.
You're just a hater.
So stupid. Just what is the point? Like, what is... Obviously, the only thing I can think of is they're like, okay, who the hell should we have Yoko fight on the loop? I don't know, another big guy. Oh, Bam Bam? No, I don't want to do Bam Bam. Okay, Diesel? No, I don't want to do Diesel. He's a heel. We can't do that. I got an idea. Typhoon. Yes, I love it. Bring that son of a bitch back.
Sign him up.
So stupid. So stupid. So over it. Over it already, and he just fucking punched the guy for the first time. I'm fucking over it.
Yeah, that was their only interaction so far. It's just great. That brings us to our fourth match. Typhoon is in singles action against the Black Phantom. Of course, Typhoon wins the match following a big splash coming off the ropes. Let me tell you, there was more to it, folks. I just want to point that out. Phantom got like a couple of strikes in.
I was rooting for Phantom.
I found myself as well. Typhoon is just really, really bad. And considering he came off the whole Shockmaster deal in WCW, which we've watched.
Oh, my God. I didn't even put that together.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, you incorporate all that. This is just a mind-numbingly dumb decision.
My God. I didn't make that connection.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Why didn't they just bring him back as that?
I don't know. Maybe because they knew it was really bad.
Oh, that would have got over, dude. I would have cheered for him if that was the case, for sure.
Oh man, I don't know.
I didn't really have too much else on this. We finally got an explanation why Vince wasn't there. So yeah. Gorilla goes, "Oh, he's recuperating from a recent neck surgery," which I thought was weird because we didn't know anything about that. I don't know if that was legit or like a cover for why he wasn't there or what.
No, it was legitimate because if you remember when he had his steroid trial, he was always like in a neck brace and stuff. Although he was never in a neck brace on television.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
We also got some movie premiere plugs for USA Network that Savage did. So you can tell, I mean, nobody cares about this. The announcers don't. We're not supposed to. The crowd doesn't. Typhoon, he's impressive because he's a big guy and does impactful shit, but so does Earthquake, and Earthquake does it better, and he's just better in general.
Yeah. He actually has like a personality.
Right. So I don't know. I don't care. I'm sick of them just filling TV with bullshit guys. Like, no.
Yeah, it was not. It's not fun. I'm not looking forward to the Typhoon era.
Absolutely not.
But what I am looking forward to is this next segment. So we come back from a commercial, and Jerry Lawler is standing in the ring for another edition of King's Court. And he can't believe that Roddy Piper would bring his daughter down to the ring last night to get involved in his wrestling matches. Of course, he's referencing the skinny young man that was involved in it.
Stupid.
Lawler believes that Piper's ugly daughter distracted him and cost him the match. Of course, again, it was the male that was kind of impersonating Piper and is not related to him in any regard. Lawler is wearing sunglasses covering up his beating, but he says he doesn't want to look at the fans. He instead introduces his guest, Duke the Dumpster Droese. We see highlights from a Superstars program 4 weeks ago where Droese dumped trash onto Lawler during an interview segment. Lawler says that Droese stinks and he doesn't want Droese in his palace. Droese respects Lawler's wishes and stays on the floor or ring steps where there is a microphone for him.
Mm-hmm.
Droese tells Lawler that Lawler smells too bad for even Droese to deal with. Lawler keeps cutting Droese off from talking in this interview. He's just insulting Drose's odor for a few moments. He gets a cheap shot in on Bret Hart's family because, hey, why not? Droese doesn't want to stick around and begins to head to the backstage area. But Lawler decides to leave the ring, and he attacks Droese. And he attacks Droese with Drose's own trash can, and he whacks him over the head repeatedly to a point where several officials come running down, and the cameras actually go wide to avoid getting any kind of up close shot of the beatdown. So I got a couple of things I want to point out to this. Number one, Jerry Lawler. Okay, Jerry Lawler just came off of a feud or a match, whatever, with Roddy Piper.
Sure.
One of the biggest stars of the 80s, even into the early 90s.
Yep.
You're telling me that his next angle the following night is going to be with the resident garbage man. The beatdown to this seems so out of place, unnecessary. I mean, why is he beating him over the head with a trash can repeatedly? There's no, like, multiple layers.
There's
of
no heat.
Here. Yeah, this is like the beginning of the foundation of anything that they might want to do. And they're like skipping the steps here to just beating him down. The crowd was just like, why is he, like, what's
just
going on?
Just no reaction. There's no reaction.
So that's when it's mistimed. If you had waited a couple of weeks and like drawn up that interest, maybe you could get away with it. But this was just like really poorly timed and not executed well at all.
Not only that, dude, they have no reason to like really argue.
Legitimately, I mean, Droese comes out, and like I mentioned, Lawler cuts him off in every direction.
Every
time.
It
makes Droese look like a damn fool because Droese doesn't have anything to say.
Exactly.
All of his insults, like, Lawler's like, "Hey, you smell," and then Drosie's like, "Well, you smell worse."
You know what it reminded me of?
Great.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? It's like if two first graders are at recess and they're arguing over like the same tub of Play-Doh. It's like, just fucking drop it.
Yeah.
Each of you rip half and be done. That's what it felt like. Like, just so, I don't know, elementary, man. Like, really?
Yeah.
This is what we're going with?
It was just really bad. I mean,
stupid.
The whole premise of the feud right now is that Lawler doesn't like Droese because he smells bad, because he's a garbage man. And
not only that, Duke's not established. Like,
no.
Duke can't be in there with a guy like Lawler yet.
No.
Because Lawler's the type where you better be a star if you're fighting with Lawler.
Yeah. Or have some level of momentum.
Right. So it doesn't fit. There's no context. There's no heat. The crowd doesn't care. If this is a featured feud moving forward, give me Doink. Where's fucking Doink?
Yeah, let's go to that.
Give me Doink, dude. Because like I can't do this.
Maybe this will be a SummerSlam showdown.
Oh, fucking A.
Lawler against the garbage man. Royalty against the everyday man.
No, please. Don't even say that because they're going to write that in. 20 years ago, they'll revise it.
They will. I'll do it. They'll do one of those video packages. Dun, 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 dun.
So stupid.
Royalty. Boom, 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 boom. Everyday man. Next week on Raw, it's Jerry Lawler taking out the trash and Duke the Dumpster Droese. 9 p.m. Eastern.
Find out
who
the real man is.
Yeah. Who's the real garbage man?
So bad.
I did not like it at all.
So bad. And the trash can thing, it's like, at least let them. Okay, if you're going to do that, right? Duke has to get in the ring. Has to. And they have to have a heated exchange. Heated. Then have him turn his back, get the better of Lawler, walk out of the ring, have Lawler like tell him come back in, Duke consider it, and is like, nah, you're no sweat to me, and then leave. Duke like didn't get anything in. He didn't even quit while he was ahead. He just quit. He was like, okay, I suck, I'll leave.
You're right, I do smell. All right, see you later.
No, it's like, come on, dude. There's no heat there. There's no reason for Lawler to fucking fly off the handle.
Right.
I don't know. I
think it's absolutely hilarious that the rare instance of like hardcore nature stuff is for a Jerry Lawler Duke Droese.
Gross. Fucking gross.
That comes out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Just baffling. We go to our main event. The Heavenly Bodies taking on Jim Powers and Russ Greenberg. Luckily, ladies and gentlemen, the Heavenly Bodies are able to prevail here Del Rey pins Greenberg following a top rope moonsault to win the extended squash. It's mentioned during this match that the bodies will, in fact, be challenging the Head Shrinkers on various live events for the Tag Team Championships. After the match, Jim Cornette proclaims that the Heavenly Bodies will, in fact, be winning the WWF World Tag Team Championships. And I'll tell you right now, I'm totally fine with that.
I was months ago.
Yeah.
Plus bodies, head shrinkers, absolutely. Sign me up. Bodies, guns, sign me up. I'd be into that. The only thing I don't like is that this match was made more out to be about Cornette and his commentary than the actual action in the ring. Because I'm sure that this match was meant for Del Rey and Tom to shine. But I don't feel like they really did. Especially because the bodies struggled with these guys for the first half of the match.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's bittersweet. I like the Heavenly Bodies. I'm glad they're getting a spot to shine here, but it's like a backhanded compliment. Like, yeah, go out there and tear it up, but we're not going to focus on the shit you're doing.
Yeah,
so,
the more important thing here is Jim Cornette.
Yeah, like putting shit over and selling shit, basically. Yeah. But they could have done that with Cornette just joining commentary for a random match. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
So, I don't know. It was bittersweet, but they get the win, they get the rub, and they're getting the title shot here pretty soon. So, I'll take it.
Yeah, I hope that it's on TV at some point because I would really like to check that out.
For sure.
We go to Gorilla Monsoon, who issues an apology for what Jerry Lawler did with the trash can on Duke Droese. And he assures us that we will never see that sort of thing ever again in the WWF. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We will never see that type of violence in the World Wrestling Federation ever again.
You would have thought Lawler stabbed the guy.
Yeah.
Like, it was so over dramatic. And Gorilla's like dead serious. He was like, no. There's no excuse. You will never see that again. Never. We do not condone that sort of foreign object use. That's not what a garbage can is for.
What's funny though is like, did they really? Did they ever issue an apology for when Jake Roberts like bitch slapped Elizabeth?
Or let a snake bite fucking Seth? Like what?
Yeah. Or when Piper, cracked a coconut over Snuka's head.
That's not what those are for.
Yeah.
Those are for consuming and that only.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so dramatic, and like it's an obvious angle or something that they're trying to pull.
Yeah.
It's just stupid.
But then is this, stupid. And obviously in hindsight, he says that, and you just fast forward, 4 years.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What
tits are out. People are getting hit with canes and fucking lit on fire, and it's just okay.
People are getting shoved off a dumpster.
Literally, Shane's falling off the fucking roof.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mankind's getting tossed off a cage through a table. It's fine. It's no big deal.
I just, dude, so like a fucking garbage can, dude.
Yeah.
They literally act like it was a barroom brawl and somebody got stabbed. The police got called. Like, no, stop being ridiculous.
We better see Duke Droese live by satellite in a hospital bed.
He's like the things beeping, like the monitors beeping.
Yeah.
It's like, Lawler almost ended my career. I won't be back. It's going to be 2 years, guys.
Lawler almost killed me with my own trash can.
It's going to be 2 years.
Do you know how devastating that is for a garbage man to be almost killed by your own love, your own passion?
Doctors, they were all out of stitches. They had to put me together with silly putty. My skull's cracked.
Yeah.
I got brain fluid leaking out of my ears. It's going to be 2 years at least. So thanks for the support, guys. Continue writing me letters. I got all 3 of them over here on my desk. I've read them a couple times. It means a lot.
WrestleMania 12, the return of the garbage man.
Book it. Fucking book it. Lawler's in jail. Like they show Lawler in prison every week. He's like calling in through the little speaker. It's like, yeah, this it's tough in here, guys. But I'll be out in 2 years to have that match. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'll be
Could
there.
You send some commissary money, please, Vince? Like, we gotta go. Sorry to call it. Cut that phone call off. Like, come on. Give me a goddamn break. I wanted to hit Gorilla with a garbage can for this bullshit. Savage didn't say shit.
No,
He's
because
like, I ain't talk.
Savage is old school, you know, coming from like the Memphis area where he's like, dude, we would blow fire in people's faces. So like, this is
Yeah.
nothing.
What?
Yeah.
Can you shut up?
We get a promo for the pay-per-view in which we're probably going to see Lawler against Droese, I would imagine, for SummerSlam taking place on August 29th in Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. It was like the guy sitting in the kiddie pool. He's in his backyard. And Bob's favorite shit happens. You know, Yokozuna does something fucking stupid. He just falls out of the sky, falls on the guy, squashes him, and like shakes the whole house. So Bob probably fucking loved this.
I did. And I knew as soon as I saw it that you were going to hate it.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I wasn't even going to mention it. I was just going to promote the promo. Be like, it's fine. We'll blow over it.
Fuck
fine.
that.
No big deal.
Fuck that.
As soon as I saw that, it was just like, oh boy, Santa Yoko, this guy's gonna lose his shit.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I didn't even waste my goddamn breath.
Before the show comes to an end, we go backstage where Ted DiBiase says he has his eye on Lex Luger for a long time. He's been looking at him. He's been scouting him for months. And he puts over Luger as being a fantastic talent. And he wonders what Luger would be capable of doing with DiBiase by his side. And that kind of wraps up this edition of Raw. So, to be honest with you, I think Luger desperately needs to turn heel and to be with a guy like DiBiase. Do you think that maybe they would do that? Would you want that to happen? Does DiBiase's stable need someone like Luger to really be credible?
No.
What's your take on that? Okay.
Well, so here's my thing. First of all, it makes too much sense, so I know they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, and I know you're going to fucking hate this, but to me right now, a guy like Lex Luger, considering everything, with everything lined up, proof in the pudding, we know what we're getting. I think Lex Luger right now is the perfect, like, mid-card face guy who can, like, chase the IC belt, maybe win it. I think he fits right there fine. I think changing him heel, it might decredit him even more, honestly, at this point. Because, like, okay, then what are you? You don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on that. I'd be very surprised if they did. I think it'd be a really interesting thing to do right now. But again, and then what? You try to build up Lex as a heel again and he just deflates and collapses? Like, no, we don't want to do that. So I don't know. I think it's a weird direction to go in. I think that Lex is kind of a lost cause at this point. So trying to put anything into him other than just kind of floating in the mid card somewhere is silly. So I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen, to be honest with you. I'm fine with where he's at. I think they finally realized what they have with Lex in this character, and they're just building on that, which is what should have probably happened this whole time. If you weren't going to do it the first time he fought for the fucking belt, cut all that other shit out and just let him do what he's doing here. Mid-card shit, face, runs out big superstars and saves them like Virgil. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening. And I think it's really weird how much they're like Ted DiBiase, this episode and next, is on the show like every other segment.
It's a lot.
Like if I'm in the live crowd and they're obviously shooting 2 episodes in one night, I am fucking sick of seeing Ted DiBiase. Like I don't want to see him every other segment. I don't care how good he is on the promo or how good his laugh is. Like I no. Like I've had enough. So I don't know. I'm not super interested in the angle to begin with, but I think it is what it is. That said, going kind of right into the wrap up of the episode for me, I thought it was pretty lame, especially following King of the Ring and all the directions they could have gone in. I mean, we're seeing Virgil, Typhoon, Volkoff. It's like we're turning the clocks back a couple of years, and that's like the whole point that they're trying to avoid. I couldn't believe we didn't see any Owen. Like nothing. Owen didn't do a promo. He didn't have a match. Like nothing. No Owen Hart. We did get a decent squash match out of the bodies. Yoko, Diesel. it was an okay week of Raw. It's just very forgettable. Like, there's nothing worth going out of your way to watch.
Yeah, I honestly hated it just because the previous night it was like this new generation.
Yeah.
Fuck the old guard. Hulk Hogan's gone.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. And we come into
Yes.
this shit show.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
sure. I
It's
mean,
the
it's
same
great.
old shit. Same old shit.
Yeah, it's great that 1-2-3 Kid won. You know, and that's going to be
Sure.
the match with Brett in a couple weeks.
Sure.
But aside from that,
Right.
there's just nothing really here.
And I feel like the Ted thing is taking away from too much from all the other storylines. Like Diesel's on the back burner right now. Brett and Owen's on the back burner right now. It's like all about Ted DiBiase's little group that he's trying to form. And really, like that's what's making us tune into Raw.
You know,
it ain't making me tune in.
No, I kind of feel like it's kind of the trend that we've noticed where they'll give a lot of hype to something for 3 weeks and then forget about it.
And just like kill it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So that might be what we're into right now. Like the first couple of weeks will be like nothing but DiBiase and his guys, and then forget about it for weeks, and then be like, oh hey, pay-per-view, remember these guys, and then like go from there.
Sure, probably. Yeah.
So
I hope so, because like I said, I don't really have much interest in that.
yeah.
It feels old.
It's nothing refreshing.
I mean, you know what though? It'd be one thing if it got to the point where, say by SummerSlam, Ted DiBiase owns half the roster. So like guys are coming out that he's bought and paid for, and he just gets on the house mic and he's like, "All right, you lay down, you pin him," and he's like controlling the show. Like that'd be funny and like weird.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't think the payoff for whatever this is going to be worth it. So
yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I'm not sold on it completely. But.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But yeah, so not a good way to come out of King of the Ring. Unfortunately, we have like 8 more weeks of build before we get to SummerSlam. So we're probably in line for a few more weeks of just complete garbage.
Although, to be fair, SummerSlam 94, I'm a fan.
And remember, folks, that'll be the first time for the regular IcoPod series that we will be doing a live watch
yes.
of a pay-per-view. So.
That's going to be weird because we're going to have the context.
Right. Exactly.
You know
that's why, yeah, it's huge.
That's going to be weird.
It's really huge. So that'll be pretty intriguing. I'm like legit, I'm like peeling already with my sunburn, which is like weird. You put aloe on it and it's all weird. So.
Well, I hate to say it, but we're only about an hour and 8 minutes. Maybe it's time for us to peel on out of here and get to the next show.
Maybe. I feel like the next couple of weeks will be
quick.
Be pretty short.
Yeah.
So if you don't have anything else, then I guess this kind of wraps up episode 80.
Yeah, I'm ready to put this one to bed for sure. Dude,
Yeah.
You know what? I still can't believe you just told me that Undertaker did the fucking promos.
Yeah, that's my understanding, is that he did the voiceover.
That's bullshit.
So like he would be coming over the loudspeakers. So
right. Well,
people
probably talking in the mic. He's probably talking in a mic in the back.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because you can't pre-record that, I don't think. You'd probably be able to tell the difference, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you might. Yeah. Yep.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
So I don't know. But this wasn't pre-recorded. This is myself and Austin. For Austin Skinner, I'm Bob Conley Jr., and this has been an episode of IcoPod.
And technically, by the time you're listening to this, it was pre-recorded. But nonetheless, you gotta hear it.